Good day, grade 2s. Today we are going to discuss time. I know we have done this in term 1 and that you are very smart. So I'm going to give you just a short explanation. Remember, we measure time by using clocks. A clock has a face, and on its face it has numbers from 1 to 12. There are 2 pointers on a clock called hands. The shorter hand shows hours and the longer hand shows minutes. If you have a look at the picture, you will see the face of the clock. On the face, you can see all the numbers. 12 is at the top, 6 is at the bottom, 9 is at the left, 3 is at the right. The other numbers fit between them. The hour hand moves very slowly. It takes an whole hour to reach the next number. This is called analog time. An interesting fact that we will discuss later is that there are 5 minutes between every 2 numbers. If the longer hand points at 1, it implies 5 minutes. If at the 2, then 10 minutes. Now for a fun fact. Analog time is where time is indicated by the positions of rotating hands. A digital clock is a type of clock that displays the time digitally in numbers, like on a phone, alarm clock, cars, and on some watches. If you have a look at the picture, you can see what digital time looks like. There is also a face where the numbers are displayed. The numbers on the left side show the hours. The numbers on the right side show the minutes. But we will learn more about digital time later. Let's have a look at the first clock. The hour hand is pointing at the 3, so it must be 3 o'clock. What hour is the next clock? 1 o'clock, right. What hour is the first clock here? The hour is still 5 o'clock. Hours do not change until it is pointing straight at the next number. While the hand is pointing between the 5 and the 6, it is not 6 o'clock yet. It is still 5 o'clock. In the next clock, the hour hand is between the 7 and the 8. This means it is still 7 o'clock, not 8 o'clock yet. It will only be 8 o'clock when the hour hand points right at the 8. Let's look at the minute hand, the long hand. It tells us how much time has passed after the hour. When telling time, we always look at the hour hand first, the short hand. On this clock, the hour hand is pointing at the 2 and the minute hand to the 12. Will we then say the time is 2 and 12 minutes? No, remember there are 5 minutes between the numbers. So when the minute hand is on the 12, that means 60 minutes have passed. And 60 minutes we all know is an hour. So we will say it is 2 o'clock. Let me show you. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 60 minutes. And 60 minutes is an hour. And when it is at the 12 again, we start at 0 again and counting 5s for the next hour. The hour hand is pointing at the 2 and the minute hand is pointing at the 12. 2 o'clock. For digital time, we would write it like this. The next clock, the hour hand is pointing at the 3. And the minute hand is pointing at the 12. Can you tell the time? 3 o'clock, yes. When the minute hand is on the 12, it is o'clock. Let's have a look at the first clock. Now remember, we always look at the hour hand first. Here it is pointing between the 9 and the 10. So we know it is 9 o'clock and not yet 10 o'clock. Now we look at the minute hand and it is pointing to the 6. Does that mean it is 9 and 6 minutes? No. We have to count in 5s to get the minutes. Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 minutes. So the time is 10:30. The hour is 9, and after counting the minutes, we see the minute hand is pointing to the 30 minutes. We all know that 30 is half of 60. So if 60 minutes is an hour, 30 minutes will be half an hour. So we will say 9:30. Half because 30 is half of an hour. And why past? If you look at the clock, you can see it has passed the 12 and it's on its way to the 12 again. But for now, it has passed the 12 and it is halfway. And 9 because the hour arm has passed the 9. It has not passed the 10 yet. Digital time, it will look like this. Let's look at the next clock. Here the hour hand is between the 11 and the 12. And the middle hand is on the 6. So we will say it is 11:30 because the hour hand has passed the 11 and the minute hand is on the 6. The hour hand has travelled halfway. Before you start with your worksheet, can you tell me the time for the two clocks here? If you look at the hour hand by the first clock, it is between the 5 and the 6. The minute hand is on the 6. So we will say 5:30. Why past 5? Because here you can see the hour hand has passed the 5 and it's not yet on the 6. Why half past? Because the minute hand is on the 6. It has travelled halfway. With the next clock, the hour hand is on the 8 and the minute hand is on the 12. If it's on the 12, we know it is o'clock. So the time is 8 o'clock. Now I think you are ready to start with the worksheet. If not, please have a look at the lesson again. Enjoy grade 2s.